Hello guys, and welcome once again to another trading week. We're going to be doing the top down analysis for you guys for this new week that we're stepping into, and what you should be expecting. But before we do that, let's just talk about last week. Now last week we were able to catch some trades which we posted on Telegram. All right, but price didn't play out exactly as we expected, right? Because we expected for price to push up into this zone right here, and then probably we'll start looking for a sell off from there. But price just began to dip and dump right as the week opened, right? We were able to catch some trades, like we said. We posted it on our Telegram, and then right now in this new week, what can we expect? Now last week we were hoping to catch this buys from right here, from this tip, but gold just happened to just play me and then give me my perfect setup, so I just kind of like left it, but caught some buys from this top right there. So now what can we expect? The first thing we're going to do, we're going to delete all of this. So we've deleted that. Now let's extend this because we're still expecting price to probably come into this zone. All right, so this zone is still a key level for us because I think price is still going to push up by this new week we're about to step into, right? All right, so let's do the top down analysis. Let's go to the monthly. So looking at the monthly, we can see that gold is still pointing to the downside, but we can see this push-ups as gold made this new in this month, right? So it's simple as that, nothing much to say there. So gold hasn't reached the 50% monthly fib that we marked out, so it's possible that price will still get into that zone, which is 4258 level thereabout. All right, so let's go to the weekly. So as you can see, gold tried to push up in this month to that point we marked out, which is the 4258 level. All right, so but it didn't quite get there. So on the weekly, what are we seeing? We're seeing that gold is still pointing to the downside. Gold is still bearish, but we might see, we can't mark any real level right here because everything is just, gold is just moving sideways. So but the key level we can look at is this 4000 level. So there's a possibility for price to bounce from this 4000 level upwards. So we're still expecting price to push up just a bit, probably into this 50% level right here that we already marked out, or might bounce down from this other level right here, which is can be seen as the WR, right? It's already marked there, right? So that's good. So let's go to the daily. Let's see what the daily is looking like. Now looking at the daily, we can see things clearer now. So if you see, look at this WR1, you see that there's a gap there that has not really been filled. That was the gap that gold created on which day was that? Gold tried to fill it up, but didn't quite fill it up. So there's a possibility for price to still come into that zone, which is what we're expecting. All right, let's see how it goes. Let's go to the 4-hour. Now if you look at the daily, first of all, you see that gold has created a higher high right here and hasn't been able to create a lower low, right? This is like the previous low, and then created a higher high here, went above this low. All right, so you can say that gold came down here to take liquidity, and that was why I was trying to get it on the buys from here, but gold played me, right? So gold is most likely going to push higher. Is eventually going to drop, but we might see it push higher before we see the drop that we're expecting, right? So let's go to the 4-hour. Now looking at the 4-hour, we can see things now clearer. All right, you can see that gold is pointing to the upside. In fact, gold now has created a bullish structure, right? Because here was a previous low, right? And then here was a previous high, which now has been broken, right? Because it came down here, took the low, and then now has created a new high right here. All right, so this now is the new low. So we might see gold come down into the zone and then push up. So we could look for buys. All right, that doesn't mean that gold can just drop all of a sudden, right? So we could look for buys from there, from 4000 level up like this into the zone. If we see the opportunity for buys, we'll take it. And then when price gets into this zone, we can now start looking for sells. All right, or price could even push higher before we start seeing the sells. Okay, then again, like I said, anything could happen. We could just see gold just dump all of a sudden, and gold could create a lower distance, take liquidity from right here, right? Could take liquidity, come down lower, and then we could now see gold push up higher into that zone that we're talking about. All right, but I think this first scenario is most likely going to play out. We're still going to see opportunities for buys. If we don't see that, then price will most likely tank lower. If we see the opportunities for sales, then we probably will take it. All right, then we could see sales from somewhere around this level, right? We could see sales from somewhere around 40.35 level or 40.45 level, and then price could dump from there. But like I said, we're going to be keeping our eyes for every opportunity, right? And most likely this first scenario is what we're going to be looking out for the most. All right, guys, so let me know in the comment section what you think or what you're going to be looking out for. But this is just basically what I'm going to be looking out for, right? I'm going to be looking for buys majorly from 4,000 level or even a bit higher, but we're going to be looking for buys to get into this entire zone right here. And once price gets into that zone, then we're going to be selling off. Or like I said, if price doesn't respect this zone, then we're most likely going to be seeing gold come up into this other level right here that we marked out, which is the 50% monthly fib level, and then we're going to most likely see the dump from there. So that's just what we're going to be keeping our eyes on. So let's see how it goes, guys. Let me know what you're looking out for. Do hope you have a wonderful trading week, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, guys. Peace out, guys. Bye.